Hello and welcome to the trade setup. In this video we are looking at IONQ. This was a stock analysis request from one of the followers, and I wanted to let you know that anyone can make these requests and I will most likely cover them, especially if there is an actionable trade setup to follow. And in the case of this chart, from the all-time low we are tracking two very similar scenarios, and in both of them I am basically looking to develop a 5-wave move to the upside. Now the way that develops differs, and it might affect how we perceive future development and future prices, but overall in both scenarios we are tracking a 5-wave move, and then yes, of course we would be looking for a correction in a wave 2 once this wave 1 is complete. Now within this structure we have two options, so we could track it both as an impulse and as a diagonal structure. And here within this wave 1 that has developed, I would argue that I have either too many or too little waves, or too few waves to count this as a clear 5-wave move. Because here I would say, okay, this is a wave 1 up, this is a wave 2 down, third wave up, fourth wave down, and then a fifth wave. But what do I do with this move? I really don't have something to pair it up with, so I would argue that either we have a double 1 2 1 2 setup that has developed in this area, or that really it is an ABC structure all within a singular wave 1. Now in that case I would need to also count this as an ABC structure that would complete the wave 3, and then I wouldn't necessarily be looking for a much stronger third wave in this area. Then in the other scenario where we have here a double 1 2 1 2 setup, I could still make this work, but really it would be within the idea that this entire move is a singular 5-wave move, where I would have to assume, okay, this is a 1 2, this is a third wave up, a fourth wave down, and then this would develop as the fifth wave to the upside. And the reason I can't really look at it in any different way than these two scenarios is because this movement is developing as a diagonal structure. Now technically it could still turn out to be just a larger 1 2 setup that is developing. That could be fine, so a different interpretation, but it would also be a bit more unrealistic in expectations. So I find it much more probable that this is the ending of this third wave that is developing here to the upside. And in this case we have two scenarios we can use and track in this area. So it is either a wave C that will complete this third wave to the upside, and let's use the yellow interpretation for this idea, or it will be a 1 2 3, a fourth and a fifth to complete this third wave. Now in both cases we are looking for the same structure within the wave C or the fifth wave, and we can even check, maybe let's see if we held the supports on here for the fourth wave for this to even be valid. But yeah, we held just fine. We technically broke it a little. I would normally expect to hold the 50% retracement for the idea of a fourth wave in an impulse, but it was such a brief break. That is totally fine, and I will allow it within my interpretation of this movement in the chart. But really, again, it doesn't matter if we look here on the larger time frame. It doesn't matter whether we are tracking the diagonal structure that we have here internally within the yellow scenario in an ABC pattern, or if we are tracking the impulse where we have in the green interpretation here a 1 2 3 fourth and the fifth. They would both develop the same structure in the end, or mostly similar. I would expect probably higher prices within the wave C overall, but also based on how it has developed in this area, I would find a very similar structure probable in the fifth wave in green as well. That would be just a more general idea that I would expect higher prices within the wave C, but it might be that we built this structure so strongly because we really are within the wave C. Now when will this make a difference? Well, it is after we complete this third wave to the upside, and probably we won't even know until we actually complete the entire wave 1, and we would be looking for an additional 4-5 pattern within the impulse, because here we have a 1-2 setup, but this will not be a high probability setup. although it will be one you can enter if you desire. But we are still a very far away from that, and we should now really focus within this internal structure. Now, within the yellow and green scenarios, we are really tracking the same idea overall in white, which is a 5-wave move that is poised to develop in this area, and within it we are looking for an ABC structure. Again, we are tracking an ending diagonal in this area, and then I would say, okay, this is a wave 1 up, a wave 2 down, a third wave up, and again the third wave is developing in an ABC structure because we are tracking an ending diagonal. And we could even add this here to the chart. And within this wave C, I am looking to complete a 5-wave move. Now, internally here again, I see this as a wave 1 up, a wave 2 down, and then this is the third wave to the upside, but in my opinion, we could still be ongoing within it. I would probably look for an additional 4-5 pattern. I wouldn't count too much internally, so really I would be focusing at most on this idea of 1, 2, 3, 4th, and the 5th, but not even this is a full guarantee to work out and invalidate the idea in a C wave that would be developing here directly, because realistically I could have 5-wave move within this movement. This could be the entire wave 3. So the first support zone I would be looking for continuation to the upside, if you're interested for the closest entry, this is the idea that you should track. It would be between the $63.4 down to the $55.6. Now, as I was saying, invalidation, so breaking below the 50% retracement immediately here might still have a backup solution where we could consider, this wave 1 completed here, and this is actually the third wave fully complete, and then I would need to adjust the support zone for a wave 4, and it would be allowed to go all the way down to the $53.7 level. Now, a break below the 50% retracement in this case would be pretty much an invalidation of the internal interpretation here that we are tracking a wave C to the upside. And yeah, that would be within an impulse, but really if this isn't an impulse, I really don't know how else we could really track this. I would really probably need to change the internal structure of the wave 3, but yeah, in my opinion, we will probably find support and it will probably work out. And for now, these are the levels. This is the trade setup. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, don't forget to subscribe and let me know what else you want me to cover. And I'll do my best to do that in the days and weeks ahead. And until then, I hope you have a nice day and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.